Alrighty, there we go. Yes, we are early. We are 5 minutes earlier than I planned. That's a first. Usually it's 5 minutes late. Um, but I was just sat here, I was ready, and I thought, well, let's not waste time. Let's just get on with it. Um, yeah. So basically, again, as always, I was going to be spending all of today processing imagery, and I thought, why not share an hour or two of it with you guys, and we can hang out, we can chat, um, we can talk about things relevant to the imagery, we can talk about random things, anything space. You know me, I don't really mind. I like these to just be a calm, relaxed stream. I'm still kind of waking up, as you might be able to tell, slipping all over my words, but it's fine. I've got tea, I've got water, I've got food, and I've got you guys, and I've got imagery. Imagery is the main thing that keeps me awake. Um, so yeah, let's get started. Today, as you can probably tell, if you're familiar, we have an image of New York City, or the New York area, I guess. Um, and this was taken by a KH-9 satellite on the 27th of June, 1979. Um, and the reason I wanted to do this image today is I remember probably a few weeks ago, I was just digging through a bunch of files I had downloaded, but I'd never touched them. Um, and I just noticed this one was, even though it's cloudy, it's very, very clear, very high resolution. And I just thought this would be a beautiful image to work through. Um, yeah, so I mean, let's just dig in. I did stitch these two frames together earlier just because that takes some time and I didn't want to be sat here as those frames were churning through software. So basically I just stuck those together and exported them. Nothing crazy. So what we would do is we would get started. How is everyone today? I hope everyone's having a good day or night, whatever the time is wherever you are. I hope the stream is stable. Before it was looking good, so I was happy with that. Yeah, and I'm excited to be back so soon. I think this is the quickest I've ever done two streams together, or the closest together I've ever done two streams. However you word that properly at this time in the morning. It's your birthday, Cam? Well, happy birthday to you, my friend. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I would sing you happy birthday, but I can't sing, so I'm not going to do that. I don't want to ruin your birthday with my singing. So I hope you have a great one. And yeah, not for you. Wait, are you saying that it's your birthday yesterday for me? Is that what you're saying, or is it tomorrow for me? Time zones are confusing. Yeah, but no, that's awesome. I did almost stream on my birthday earlier this year, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Although that would have been fun, because I honestly didn't have too much to do. But yeah, here's a look at the resolution. It's pretty good. It just feels very clear to me. It's quite nice. Quite nice. Silly upside down future, man. Hey, leave me alone. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I believe this isn't even full resolution for KH9. I think there's something to do with they're not even scanned in full resolution or something like that. I don't remember all the details. I'm still trying to memorize everything. But yeah, like one area that really sticks out is the World Trade Center down here, which, yeah. But nice high resolution. And my dogs have started barking. I really hope they stop. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go and contain them. Tell them to be quiet because I need to focus. Anyway, that's cool. On JFK. Oh yes, of course I can. Actually, and hi Rocket Nerd. The reason I got this image is actually because of JFK. Because as you are about to see, look at that. There is a Concorde. And so a while back, some friends and I, we went hunting for Concords in KH9 imagery. And there was we captured one in the UK, I think one or two in Washington D.C. at Dulles. I don't know if that's technically Washington D.C. at that point. Um, and then like several at JFK, which is very cool. There's probably more in other places, but I just haven't had time to continue that hunt yet. Um, is there another one? There's another one in here under the clouds. Look at that. So there's two. Um, I know there's at least one KH9 image that shows three Concords at JFK. In fact, I think that one may have been the first stream that I did, and I played around with those images. I made a GIF out of them because they were stereo images, so they were taken several seconds apart. I don't know the exact timing, but you could see one of the Concords taxiing along the taxiway, which is insane. Remind me later, I'll pull that up. I don't want to get too distracted now, otherwise we're never going to get this done. But yeah, once we're done with this, I will make this available for you guys to view. I don't know the name of this airport off the top of my head. I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar, but there's some planes down here. I do always enjoy looking at airports and runways and whatnot, because sometimes you'll see planes as they're taking off or coming into land, and you can see they're like several meters off the ground. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Newark. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, also, if you were here in my last stream, I mentioned that I had given up on Photoshop. Well, I didn't mean to show that. As you can see, I am back in Photoshop because not much beats it, to be honest with you. It's just the fastest software. I don't like Adobe. I don't like paying them. I don't like how if you cancel your plan before it renews, or you're in the last month of your plan, they charge you. I hate that so much. But in Jersey, this one over here, Cam. This is not the one with not the one right on the water, which is, I believe, like further north of JFK, right? I spent a little bit of time in this area in Flight Sim. That's about the extent of my knowledge, to be honest. So, yeah. But please educate me. Like, I love to learn new things. I want to learn from you guys. So if you have any fun facts or random things, please feel free to do so. All right, we're going to pop on over to QGIS now. Zoinks. Like that. Oh, whoopsie. All right. And pop that in there. Cool. Yeah, LGA's up like... Oh, wait, we can do it in here. West New York's up in here. Come on, load for me. Up in here, right? This guy. It's just... The image cuts off too far south, I believe, Kim. The image kind of ends around here-ish. Somewhere around there. So it's just a bit too... Yeah. There actually should be another frame to the north, and we could stitch that on top of this, but I'm not going to download that now because we'll be here forever. And yeah, but that's something for the future. It would be cool to get this whole area, but that's just a lot of work. And yeah, I don't think I have that kind of patience in me today, if I'm being totally honest. All right. It's not spawning yet. What? A bear in Central Park. I don't know if I want to know that story, but I am also very curious. And I just noticed I don't like the crop I have on this image, but it'll be fine. I'm curious, but I'm also terrified of that story at the same time. As long as we don't get too political, I'm cool with it. But I know pretty much everyone here, I think. So yeah, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. As long as we're nice to each other, we're good. So there's those grounds up there, which means that is in there. Hello. Okay, cool. Just establishing a location, figuring out where we are. That's always the first step. And so these are nice places up here. Nice chunks of land, nice houses. I don't know what this area is like in real life, but it looks pretty nice. I imagine it's expensive. It's a trip. Look it up later. Okay. That is the guy I'm thinking of then. I don't follow that kind of stuff too closely, but I do think I know who you're talking about. I mean, the name kind of makes it obvious, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I should have chopped a little bit more up the edge of that image, but it's fine. It's fine. What are we doing over here? Cool. We'll just put some intersections in here in this corner. 3 is enough. We have a rough idea of where that is. And I just noticed we have a cloud in the bottom left corner, so that's going to make things fun, but we can just kind of work around the cloud. So that kind of comes up in there. You can see this intersection in here, comes through there. Did you do anything special for your birthday, Cam? Did you buy like a computer or something, or I don't know, what? Anything cool? Or you're just hanging out with us nerds? Like, why are you spending time with me? You should have better things to do. I'm kidding. I appreciate you being here. That's cool. Someone's got to keep the stream on the rails, right? I almost actually did a stream last night, my time. But it's probably a good idea I didn't, because I probably would have fallen asleep 30 minutes into it. But I was just churning through a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. But... All right, we got these guys over here. You know, even though part of me just does not enjoy having clouds and images, sometimes I feel like they just add good context and a bit of, I don't know, some dynamics and depth to the images. As long as they're not covering the place you specifically want to look at, I'm kind of cool with them. Yeah. Nice. Pokemon grind. Nice. Very nice. Thanks, Kanan. Yeah, it's a process. At first, when you first start learning how to do this, it can be a little bit overwhelming. You're like, wow, these images are so huge. They cover a massive area, especially with a very populated and urbanized area like New York. There's just so much. There is so much to look at. But I've just found, I've been doing this I've only been georeferencing images like this for like 2 years, but the brain definitely gets used to it, and you just start to pick out little details and features in the images kind of automatically. Our brains are very good at recognizing patterns and things like that. And this is one of those things where I've gone, okay, yes, that is very true, because I just end up spotting little patterns and things. Even if I'm working on an image that's in the middle of the desert somewhere, you might just see a little pattern in like some bushes or something. And you'll see it on Google Maps and on the declassified image. And your brain's just like, oh, cool, those two line up. I'm going to zoom in on both of those. And so it's kind of just putting points together, I guess, connecting the dots, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, it's a time-consuming process for sure, but it's also very very therapeutic in a way. You can just zone out, switch off your brain, and just kind of just get into it. But of course, I have to keep my brain on to talk to you guys. Otherwise, this is going to be very boring. just some guy on the internet staring at pictures, placing dots. Internet. Oh, stream buffer. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check. Yeah, it may have been a Starlink switch. Yeah. I'll just keep the stats page open. It looks fine on my end. Something somewhere I just tried to upload though. I'm looking at my my throughput. And there was a spike in uploads, which is probably, I don't know what that would have been, but it is what it is. Do you need 3 or so in each corner? I usually, so it depends on the image, right? Where are we? I like to start with 3 or so in each corner, and that just gets me situated. So let me just place another point here, and I can show you instead of me trying to explain it with my scatterbrain. I'll place these points and just show you. If I just plop one here, that'll be good enough. So if I zoom out on the right hand side here, you can kind of see here there's a few points. Let's do a little more. There you go. You can see there's the points in each corner. And so now when I zoom out on Google Maps side, you can see, okay, this is roughly where the image can sit. Your brain can kind of draw that box of like, okay, those are the corners, that's where it's going to sit. And so I do that just to get situated, and then I know the rough bounds of where the image is going to be. But for an image this large, you need many, many, many more points than that. I just noticed my camera is cut off on this scene. There we go. I thought something looked weird. What was I saying? Yeah, so for an image that is this huge, you really do need, we're probably going to have to do, 100 to 200 points. So we're going to be here a while. But yeah, you just need those points just to make sure everything lines up when you put it over a map. And yeah, otherwise you're going to have roads that move over. And yeah, so the software basically looks at the points, and there are several algorithms that you can run. I guess they're technically algorithms. I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but whatever. Or scripts, whatever you want to call them. And you can run those. Like I could run one right now with just the points I have, and it would do its best just to place it, but it wouldn't line up very well. So when I put all the different points in, it just kind of smacks the image over that area and just kind of moves it around. The map on the right, they're really large to zoom in. Yeah, so the one on the right is an image that was taken by a KH-9 spy satellite in 1979. So this originally comes from like a huge piece of film that was scanned. And so now it's in digital form, and I'm telling it where it belongs on top of the map, if that makes sense. I can tell you the size of the image. The image is 63,150 pixels wide by 21,275 pixels tall. And it's 1.1 gigabytes. The one on the left is Google Maps. This is a feature in QGIS the software that I'm using. And you can just bring in a Google Maps satellite view, and it's not saved to my computer. It's all pulling from Google server like you would on Google Maps. But it just allows you to zoom in, and it's all located in the right position, if that makes sense. I could also bring in like Bing Maps if I wanted to, which sometimes I do that because Google might not have the best the best imagery in certain places and whatnot. Or sometimes you just want, like there's nothing wrong with Bing Maps. They have good satellite and aerial. Sometimes it's even more recent imagery. Yeah, it would be many terabytes if it was local, and I don't have the storage space for that. All right, let's get to this. So we can still ramble and talk, but that building looks like it's gone. Okay, well that's That's a start. Here we go. This looks to be right. So we can pop one in this intersection. Intersections are usually the best place to pull up your points. Have I done one of Starbase? You know what? I don't think there are actually any that have been scanned yet. I will check that later for you. I've done aerial images of where Starbase is now, and you know what? Hold on 1 second. Let me pull this up for you. Let me pull this up on my stream. Let's just do that and do that. Okay. And here. So this is my website. And what I would do is, boom. So we have, I'm going to throw this into chat. We have this image here that is an aerial image of Starbase. And this is from 1946. And you can come in here and you can see, you know, how much has changed. Like suddenly there's a launch site. Actually, is that very accurate? It's okay. It's a bit off. I did this one a very long time ago. I just also noticed a format, a bit of an error on my website, but that's fine. That's okay. But yeah, I have on the aerial images page, I have a bunch of, you know, before Stennis Space Center existed, and very early aerial image of Cape Canaveral before there were any launch pads. That's not correct. This embed is not the correct size. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, of all these different places, McGregor as well, Palmdale, Wallops Island. Yeah, and then all the way up to the new stuff as well. But yeah, I hope that helps answer your question. I do really like old imagery just because you can see how much has changed, and yeah, it's really fascinating. Now, where are we? I got a little bit lost. I was just scrolling and scrolling. Where are we? This turn in here, which means we're in there. I don't know if these buildings exist anymore. Yes, they do. They do indeed exist. Yeah, of course. I'm happy to answer questions as best I can. I can't guarantee I'll know everything, but I will happily do my best. What do we got over here? We got... Cool. I'll throw them in the corner of that building. That's not too bad. That'll be all right. And so I'm just doing a few along the middle of the edges here just to get situated again. Just so we have a rough alignment of everything. Cool. We'll throw one in here. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a churny churn, but that's all right. I'm just going to change these settings like that, because I don't want those red lines. You probably couldn't see that setting box, but that's okay. Nothing too exciting to see though. Intersection here, which is that one. Yeah, so like, how many people we got? 4 people. Nice. That's awesome. Cool. There's a nice intersection down here. Awesome. You know, one of the cool things I like about doing this is it allows me to get to know areas that I might not know otherwise, if that makes sense. Like I've never been to New York. There's not really much in New York that interests me like that much. At least that I currently know of. So when I get to do images like this and just scroll around New York, you know, it gives me the ability to see things that I might not ever, I might not pay attention to otherwise, you know. So that's just a cool perk of this this process. What do we got? Is that the same house? That looks to be the same house. I'm gonna say it is. Yeah, it's cool seeing how things change over time. And sometimes things don't change. You might have images that are taken 50 years apart and everything looks the same. Um, yeah. And one of those places, that's not technically true. I was going to say Baikonur is kind of like one of those places, but a lot has changed. Depends. Like a lot of stuff has been demolished there and whatnot. Um, yeah, which is a real shame. So much history there. So much. Cool. All right. So now we're pretty much situated. I feel good about that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the boring part, the boring but necessary. Um, and we're just gonna run along the edges of this image, and we're just gonna see what we can line up, um, because someone's got to do this right. And at some point soon here, I'm gonna see if we can get an automated process running in the near future, which I know someone who's developing some tools to do that, and hopefully those will be out soon, and that will save some time, um, where we should be able to automatically use like machine learning or AI, whatever you want to call it, to place some points. And yeah, even if it doesn't work, like it doesn't completely do it. It'd just be something to save time to place a few points and just get things situated. Um, yeah, I sat weirdly on my leg and it's fallen asleep. That's fine. Yeah. What can we talk about? What can we talk about? Is there any interesting space news that anyone wants to talk about? I can ramble on about that. Um, or if there's any more questions, please don't hesitate. I'm happy to ramble. Um, that guy goes in there like that. Ow. Uh, clouds, small clouds. We should be able to squeeze. Starliner and Doctimo. Honestly, I'm probably going to be asleep for that. I don't know what time it's at. I haven't checked. But I hope everything goes well. I really do. I know the Starliner team's been going through a bit of a rough time lately, and that must suck for them. Because they work really hard and everything like that. So I do wish them all the best. Yeah. 6 p.m. EDT. Okay, so that's like morning time for me. Because that's, what time is it now? That's probably like a few hours ago from now time. It's like 3 hours. I might be awake. We'll see. If not, I should be awake for landing. Alright, that goes into there. Chopstick testing. Oh yeah, for Starship. Right. I have not been able to keep up with everything. I've been heads down in Imagery for the past few weeks, and the most I really see is just whatever shows up into my Twitter notifications. Yeah. Yeah, people put their entire careers into these jobs, and that's why it makes me sad when people go online and they just start throwing hate, and I'm just like, man, is there really a need for that? Like, you know, I'm sure there are some managers out there, whoever, or some people at the top who just don't care, and they just want money or profit or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. It's just We should just all be nice to each other, all be supportive. It's like we're space fans, and I feel like space fans should really just be like the best of humanity, If we're going to be the ones venturing out into the solar system or to other solar systems, well, there wouldn't be solar systems, there'd be star systems, wouldn't there? But I don't know, I just feel like we should be the best of humanity, and we should be good people. But I know humanity doesn't exactly have the easiest time with that. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's one of those things. It's like, a lot of people say certain things about these specific suborbital tourism flights, if you want to call them that. And I know it's not as exciting as orbital and all that kind of stuff, but in the end of the day, it's people flying above the common line or close to it, depending on the system. And you're flying on a rocket, you're all this kind of stuff, and even if it is just rich people or whatnot, it's still something. Like, I don't see why people complain about it. Like if I had the money, I would probably go fly on New Shepard. And to be honest, I don't know if I would want to fly orbital. Like if I did want to fly orbital, I would 100% feel safe on Dragon. But I honestly don't know if I'm like, as things stand right now, I honestly don't know if I'd want to fly orbital. Like, it's a long time, and what happens if I get space sick? I just really don't enjoy it. Like, I'd rather go up for a few minutes and feel uncomfortable than go up for a few days and feel uncomfortable. Does not equal us being astronauts unless I miss an induction. You missed an induction. I'm just going to tell you missed an induction. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling. I have a lot of these thoughts just in my brain, and I don't know. I just feel like be good people. I'm not going to comment on the whole Team Space thing, just in case, because I know there are some very outspoken people out there. I trust you guys, but just in case anyone catches stream of this, they may be like, ah. But I know the whole Team Space thing did start as an innocent thing. And I think that was like Tim, right? Everyday Astronaut. He started that. And he's like, man, can't we just like all be nice to each other? And then it kind of got hijacked. But that in the normal sense. Can you clarify a little bit more? I think I may be a little bit scrambled in my brain. I may have misunderstood what you meant, and I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. Because, yeah, I just don't want to misunderstand. Not that I thought you said anything bad, just to be clear on that. I think I may have just misunderstood in a general sense. And, yeah. Kanan, without going too far into it, because it's a messy topic, but the whole Team Space thing kind of got hijacked by some. Not everyone who uses it in a bad way, but there are some people out there who use it just in a way to be anything but SpaceX. Like, for some reason they hate on SpaceX, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. They use it in like an attacky kind of way. I think most people out there are great with it, but there are just some people who seem to use it as a way to attack SpaceX people or whatnot. And I'm like, man, why can't we just be fans of everything? Like, it's okay. And if you don't like certain things about certain companies or whatever, that's fine, but you don't really need to go out and hate them. Space fan. Yeah, we're just space fans. Oh, hey, Ship29, how's it going? Good to see you here. Just kind of rambling on about Team Space right now. Don't mind me. These are the kind of thoughts where usually it's just all inside my head and I don't say anything. But then You put me in front of a camera with a few people in chat, and I kind of zone out on this imagery thing, and the thoughts kind of just flow. Um, I guess it's good to let it out, but I don't want to bore you guys. So if I do start rambling about something, you're like, "Oh man, Harry, please shut up," just let me know. um, yeah. What do we got? This is actually, to be honest with you, this is going nice and quick. QGIS is behaving well today. Good software. My computer's behaving. I remember not the last stream, but the one I did before that. It was just chugging. It was just not cooperating, and I got pretty frustrated. And I think I ended the stream early because of that. And then I named it like the awkward stream or something, just because I wasn't happy with how it went. But I didn't want to delete it because there's no point in deleting it. May as well just leave it up. And there's a Falcon tonight. How soon is the launch? If it's like a reasonable time from now, we might watch it together. Because why not? We've done that once before, actually. And interestingly enough, it was a spy satellite. So that was pretty cool. There's a Galileo launch coming up soon, right? Is it that one? I'm honestly so out of the loop right now. But that's why I have you guys as my friends to let me know. Keep me updated. 2 hours and 18 minutes. I may be live, but I may be too tired by that point. Let's see. My social battery may run out. It's a National Reconnaissance Office launch. Another spy satellite launch. It's meant to be. Okay. I mean, that's the one we watched last time, so yeah, no promises, but if I still feel energized at that point, we can watch that launch together. That's pretty cool. I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's a signal satellite. I wonder if it's an imaging satellite. Where's my tea? My tea is cold. Oh, man. Okay. Luckily, I have a backup. I plan for these things, you know. Although I don't know how hot that's going to be. Oh, that's really hot. I can't drink that yet. Okay. I don't want to burn my tongue when I'm talking to you guys. Alrighty, what do we got? Got a cul-de-sac in here. Yeah, I can't wait for the day that they do a mass declassification. That's what I was looking for. Of maybe like KH-11 imagery. I don't know. That could be decades from now. But getting the next batch done would be awesome. It's probably going to be, I don't know. I've seen people say, you know, more than a decade from now. It could be 2 or 3 decades. It's probably going to be a while. But hopefully I'll still be around for that. And we can still do streams. We can do, yeah, processing KH-11 spy satellite imagery. That would be fun. Yeah. There are going to be some other open data programs coming up soon as well, which should be fun. Just bulk imagery. Depends on how soon they make it available, because I know sometimes with these open data programs, especially when they're government run, they can be very slow and they can be very messy. Speaking of open data, it's great to see Sentinel-2C make it to orbit yesterday. I was so nervous, man. So nervous. I haven't been that nervous for a launch in... Last time I was that nervous for a launch is probably when Vulcan launched on its maiden flight. I was pretty nervous for that. Before that was probably like DM2 or something. Yeah. We got ships. This is definitely very industrial down here. It's like it's like a toll booth or something over here. It's a nice building. by satellites. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like recently, I was talking to a friend, and they were like, "So what exactly are you doing?" or something like that. And I was like, "Well, working with declassified spy satellite imagery." And I'm like, it just feels so weird to say, because when you're talking to someone who's maybe not as familiar with this stuff as I am, it feels weird to say like that I work with like declassified stuff. It's like, what is he up to? What is this guy doing with his time? I don't really like the positioning on that one. Um, but I will tell you one thing: it's good for getting clicks. When you put declassified and stuff, uh, it's good for clicks. Sometimes you attract the crazy people, but um, yeah, it's all good. So I do try to leverage that a little bit, but I don't want to go clickbaity with it, like declassified, shock face, big red text, and all that kind of stuff like that. Let's just keep it authentic and whatnot. How long ago did I get into this? That's a good question. Because I know I got into satellite imagery stuff in late 2019. And I had a lot of people saying like, "Oh, like stuff about declassified satellites and all this kind of stuff," and I was like, like, I say like too much. I'm just realizing that. Um, yeah, when people talk to me about like, oh, KH9 and KH7, all that stuff, at first I was like, what's the point? Like, it again, I'm saying like too much. I'm catching myself out here. um, yeah, I had this thought of what's the point? It's all still classified as if there is anything out there, it's probably hard to get my hands on. And I was just like, whatever. I kind of just brushed it off. It's 69. God damn it. And I brushed it off, and now I feel really stupid for doing that. Like, what an idiot. But I got there eventually, and when I found out there were like millions of images available for mostly free, I had that moment of, okay, this is something. And at first I didn't really know what to do with them. Like, I was throwing high-res copies up on Flickr, but they have like a 200 megabyte limit and all that, and it kind of sucked. And then I met my friends at SAW, who are the ones where I upload all my maps to and have the embeds on the website. And I was like, okay, I get this now. I can share the full high-resolution copies in an interactive format. And yeah, after that, it kind of just exploded, and it was kind of steady at first. Like, I was probably doing like a few a month or something like that. But recently, and probably in the past like 3-4 months, I've really been like headfirst into it. Just spending as much as my spare time as possible on it. I don't know. I just felt really motivated to get as many of these images into the public eye as possible. I think it's important, not necessarily because they are declassified spy satellite images, but just what they can reveal. You know, they hold so much information from the past. Regardless of what you're interested in, if you're interested in conflicts, if you're interested in seeing how urban areas have changed, if you're interested in seeing how, I don't know, like a wildlife refuge or the environment has changed, there is so much valuable information within these images. And so I'm just kind of trying to distribute that and do my part. Yeah. I don't know. That was kind of a ramble. I hope that kind of answers your question, but yeah. And, you know, everyone has that time, you know, sometimes something comes across your way and you might be like, you know, it's just not the right time for you to pay attention to that. And then it comes back around a few years later or something, and you go, oh, okay, now I get it. Yeah. I don't know. Harry rambles. But another thing that really motivated me while my brain is rambling along is the moment I started my website and I kind of saw how things would flow, and I was like, okay, this could be a good resource for people. It costs me a lot of money to run that website, so I really do appreciate it. Oh, and another thing is, of course, when I started my Patreon page, um, and seeing the amount of people who were interested and wanted to support me, that was really touching and heartwarming. I was like, oh, that's really nice. Um, I don't know if I think there are some. Is there any patrons in the chat? I have a really bad memory and I can't remember exactly who's my patrons. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to. I feel really bad. If someone in chat is a patron of mine, I am so sorry. I feel like I should know this off the top of my head. Um, I just have so much in my brain, so much. But yeah, no, having people monetarily support me every month is absolutely amazing. Um, and there have also been some great people who have just done one-off donations, which is super nice. Donation, I don't like that word. More of a support tip, I guess. And that's been really nice, just to have that support. Yeah, people are awesome. There is an awesome community out there, and I do really appreciate everyone. You know, even you guys coming in to stop in and say hi, subscribing and liking and all that kind of stuff. It really does help. I mean, you've probably heard a million YouTube people say that before, right? But it does help. It really, I've seen the difference between lots of likes and their likes, and there is a difference. What are we at? 83, and we're almost there. We've almost done a full, I don't know, what would you call this? Full outline, I guess, of the image. That guy goes in there. Subscribe, smash that like button, ring that bell. Yeah, ugh, cringe, right? I don't even like saying it, but I know I should, because it does help. But I don't like saying it. It's so cringe. But I know most people understand why people say it. You know, I feel like I like how Destin from Smarter Every Day does it. He's like, if you feel like this video has earned it, please feel free to like, and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's a nice way to do it. Instead of being like 30 seconds in, please like that video, chunk and all that. Like, ugh. I don't like it when they have the little pop-up that comes up on screen that shows you how to like it. Ugh, just like, I get it, but I don't like it. It makes me cringe. Yeah. Comes across as a little bit desperate to me. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to place that one. Now put the analytics on slot stream of the the views versus yeah. It's kind of like that with the analytics on my website. I know I don't have subscribers on my website, but I look at like the amount of returning users, and it's so tiny. I'm like, oh. Yeah. But hey, it takes time, right? And over time, you will find those returning users and returning viewers. So yeah, I try not to get too caught up in analytics, and it's the same with when I post imagery on Twitter and whatnot. I try not to get too caught up in the amount of likes and retweets and all that. If it does well, hey, great, and if it doesn't, nothing I can do about it. So subscribe. Did that work? I don't know if it does it on live streams. Yeah, I remember the first time I noticed that. I was like, what the heck? Alrighty, 0.90. Woohoo, let's get to 100. We're probably going to get to about 150, I reckon, maybe 200. The New York is pretty flat, right? At least that's my understanding. Where is that point going to go? Let's zoom in more. That's that intersection. Yeah, I've had some people say to me like, "Oh, like this is like several people as well. They're like, "Oh, you should jump on TikTok." And no, I'm sorry. I no. I appreciate the intention because I know. I'm just gonna save that. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like I appreciate the intention because I like, yeah, you could reach more people and all that, but I don't know. Short form content to me is just a headache, and to be honest, I don't have time. Um, every now and then I will do like a YouTube short, but I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a perfectionist and I take too long making them. Um, but I feel like people just don't understand how much time it takes to make those. I do have one I'm working on right now, and it's mostly done. I just got to add a few more labels and whatnot over the top. But I don't know. I just don't feel motivated to make them. Maybe I'll get that done over the weekend and post it. Um, it's got some cool images in it for sure, and I want to get it out there. Um, but yeah, yeah. I mean, if you guys have any ideas for short forms that you would like to see, please do let me know. Um, I want to do like I've mentioned this before. I want to do a video. Okay, take a step back. There's an article on my website, and it's just basically a where to get free satellite imagery in 2024. And I know 2024 is pretty much done. I mean, we got 3 months left, but 3 and a bit months left. But I want to do a video version of that. Maybe I can do one for 2025. But my issue is I cannot read off of a script like out loud. I just have a really hard time reading while getting the words out in the correct like cadence and like also like paying attention to the camera. Like I don't know, maybe I just need to practice it, but that is something I would like to do because that would be a good way to play the algorithm. Um, because I know that's a if I showed you the analytics on my website, that is the most viewed and clicked page on my website by a long shot. By like probably like more than it's probably like over somewhere between like 100 times and 1,000 times more views on that page than any other page on my website. Um, yeah. I mean, if you think it's that simple, Cameron, if you think that'll work, like the issue is I don't consume a lot of short form content, so I don't really understand it that well. Um, so maybe that's part of my problem. Um, but yeah, I mean, maybe I could be like, hey, this is a declassified spy satellite image of New York from 1979, and then just like zoom in on New York City. It could be that simple, maybe. Um, because they do pretty good numbers. If you look at the shots that I've uploaded, they're pretty good. Um, that's pretty cool. You advise for I can't read your chats because of the stupid little heart thing that pops up. For your dad is on. Okay, cool. I thought that's what it said, but the little reaction heart thing, I couldn't see it. I can turn off reactions. Okay, cool. There we go. Let me do that on this chat too. Aha! Now I can see. Okay. Cool. Well, I appreciate that. I will try to get a few others done maybe next week. Um, I'll finish up the one I currently have. Um, and then yeah, I'll pump some of those out. Maybe just like throw out one a week or something like that. Um, one of my wonderings. What do you mean by one of my wonderings? Do you mean like my rambles on these streams, or um, is there something else? Am I having a brain fry? Ba 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 ba. Solution AI voice. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I I don't know. I'm mixed. I appreciate the suggestion, but I personally, I'm not sure if I'm a fan. Oh, it's a joke. Okay. I didn't want to like come across as really harsh. Um, ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Hey Justin, how's it going? Um, yes, you need to do map stuff. I don't really. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't really been around. I've been like chock. I've been so busy. I was even like wondering, should I even do a stream today? Like, do I have time for this? But no. We gotta feed that algorithm, baby. um yeah, but I can guarantee you once the stream ends, I'll probably take like a 5 minute nap, grab some food, and then get back to the grind. Because I've got so much on my plate. Um ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Should be leads into the channel. Okay. So yeah, just to bring people in. Yeah. I did. You know what? I'm just gonna, since we're talking about this, I'm just gonna pull up analytics over here, just because I'm curious. I don't know if I should share them. I don't know if that's a good idea, so I'm not going to. Um, but if I just look up content, right? I don't want to look up live streams. I want to see all. Here we go. Shorts. Yeah, like there's a synthetic aperture radar shot I made, which by the way, I'm not very happy with that because I feel like it's too short. I feel like it like kind of pulls you in and then it just kind of is like, okay, I'm done. So I want to make a longer version of the synthetic aperture radar shot. Let me just make this longer than that. The Easter egg ones are pretty good. Like there's the SpaceX rocket one, which is very oversimplified on purpose. I had someone saying to me, "Why did you call the fairing a nose cone?" It's like, yeah, I know, but like, I dumbed it down as simply as possible. Oh, you did like okay. See, this is good. I'm learning because I know nothing about shots. Okay, so what you're saying is I could almost do one where I do like that zoom in on New York City of this image that I'm showing. Um, I just realized I've been showing you one screen for far too long. I am so sorry. Because that was when I showed you my website and I didn't switch it back. There we go. um, please do remind me if I do that again. Yes, I could do one saying like, hey, here's an image of New York City from 1979, declassified by satellite image. And then, yeah, and then point over to the stream. I see what you're doing. I see. Okay, cool. You should be charging me for this. I shouldn't have said that, but you should be charging me for this. You're very confused because you're bad at GIMP. Justin, what's your issue in GIMP? Let me know. Let me know in chat. We can do some live troubleshooting of GIMP. If my memory is good enough. I keep getting distracted. Also, just a heads up, I will probably take like a quick few-minute break here in a minute, just to refresh my brain, take a break. I can feel myself turning into a scatterbrain, and that's not very good. Also, I am currently, my camera's running on a battery, which means it could just switch off at any point. Because I need to go. That guy's in there, which means in there, and that is that street in there. I've yet to buy a. That's the wrong street again, isn't it? Is it? I'm very confused. Yes, that is absolutely the wrong street. What am I doing? I told you, scatterbrain. So that guy. I know. I appreciate you auto saving, but that's not what we want. Yeah, breaks are super important, especially for my confused brain. It always needs them. My billable rate is $180 an hour, 15-minute blocks. I'm sorry, but no. I'm pretty sure you're joking, but no, I cannot afford that. I wish I could. I can. That's a doozy. I have an image that's already got an alpha layer, but I want to cut out everything that isn't needed. So normal. Well, you should just be able to cut out, right? You shouldn't need to add an alpha layer. You should just be able to draw a polygon around the image. I don't remember exactly how you do that from the top of my head, but you should just be able to draw a polygon, and then under the select button on the toolbar, there should be an option to invert your selection. And so that way it'll select everything outside of the polygon, and then you should be able to hit delete. I think. In my head, that is what makes the most sense. That's what I would do in Photoshop. And I believe you can do something like that in GIMP. Yeah, right. Big companies. And that's very different. That's an awesome rate, by the way. I'm glad you value your time, because yeah, I've done a little bit of stuff for companies and people and whatnot, and I'm like, I'm not charging enough. I need to value my time more, but at the same time, I'm still trying to get my foot into places and, be seen as someone who does actually know what they're talking about. At least I hope so. I hope I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, don't give Adobe your money. I tried to quit Adobe for a while, for about a month, and I couldn't do it. I'm just used to Photoshop. It's really quick on working with these massive files, and I just did a yearly subscription the other day. I didn't want to do monthly because I was sick of the monthly payments, so I just gave them all my money at once. I was like, just take it. Just have it. Okay. Yeah. I see. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Oh, excuse me for yawning. I was very tired last night. Very, very tired. I was in a meeting and I was like falling asleep. But I will sleep well tonight. I know that. Yeah, I can feel my energy dropping off. So I'm going to place a few more points here, just scattered about on the map a bit, and then so I don't fall asleep, I'm going to go and throw some warm water in my face, get some fresh tea, throw some food into my face, and we will get back to it. I will leave you with some images. I did add some new images to the slideshow that pops up. I only added like a few, but there are more I need to add. I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah. I hope the stream is still stable, by the way. I know we had a few hiccups earlier, but hopefully everything is still good. What are we looking at over there? I just want to place one like down here somewhere. My other camera battery is charged. That's good. So while I'm gone, I will also swap that out. That reminds me of the old school NSF days from like 2020, when they used to do camera swaps during the testing of like SM4 and stuff. Not camera swaps, battery swaps. And they would be like, okay, we've got an hour left on this battery. And then like when it got to like 55 minutes, everyone in chat would be like, battery swap. That was pretty cool. It's been good so far. Awesome. Good to know. All right, I'm going to save these points just in case my computer crashes or something like that. So we have 104 points. Technically, it's 105 because it starts at 0. They were still swapping batteries? Wow. Yeah, okay. I'm going to disappear for like 5 minutes-ish. Have a stretch. You guys, if you need to have a stretch too. It's always good to have a stretch. Um, I will leave you with some music and some images. As always, try to guess the locations. If you spot the new images, let me know. Um, yeah, I will see you all soon. Don't disappear on me. I need someone to talk to when I get back. So yeah. What am I doing? Okay, we're back. Cool. All right. Cool. Cool. I just took a quick break. Changed battery. Camera is alive and working. It is not focused. Oopsie. I mean, you don't really need to see me anyway, but I'd rather have a focused camera than a non-focused camera. What do we got in chat? Let's catch up. That's another good short idea. Can you guess these images? Then in the second one with this, smart. Quick 30 sec. I assume it's meant to be a 30-second blurb on how SAR works. You know, Cam, I would like to do that one, but if I'm being honest with you, I still don't understand how SAR works. It's so confusing. So what I really need to do is I need to have a chat with someone from Umbra, and then maybe I can get them to give me an explanation, and I can clip that. Because yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't feel comfortable giving anyone an explanation on how SAR works. I can try on one of these streams, if someone wants to know, I can give my best my best attempt at explaining it. But yeah, I don't think I would put out a standalone video explaining it because it still boggles my mind. Satellite sends microwave signals from space down to Earth. They bounce back and it sees them. Yeah. Hey Mason, how's it going? No worries at all. Only been going for about an hour and a bit. We're currently working on an image of New York City. Sorry, I completely zoned out as I was looking at this. Working on a KH9 image of New York City from 1979, I believe. And so yeah, we're just churning through that, and we've placed 106 points so far. I'm starting to lose my sanity, but it's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong with losing your sanity in front of several people. It's okay. It's fine. Clip it. There's a shot. What my explanation about microwaves, that I feel a little bit scared about my bad explanation, but it's fine. Hey Joanna, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having a good day. Yellow squares everywhere. There's always yellow squares everywhere. That's my life at this point. Yellow boxes with numbers everywhere and little red dots. Little red dots. Well, they start off green and then they turn red. Yes, looking fruit. That's okay. Cool. I'm gonna thank you, Cam. I am gonna write that down on my to-do list, which is really long. Clip saw explanation. Explanation. If I can type. How far are we into this? We are an hour and 18 minutes in, so that was probably around 1:15-ish. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. It would be also very cool to chat to one of my buddies at Umbra and get a full-on explanation, or even just a simplified explanation from them. That does not exist anymore. Oops. Yeah, low-hanging fruits, actually. I'm glad you did say that, because that's what I did with some of those shots a few months ago. Like I was saying, there's that one of the Falcon 9, and I use the simplest terminology possible. Because if I went in using the terms that we know, maybe a lot of people would be like, what the hell? What does this mean? So just try to go for that very entry-level approach. Okay. This is not only processing declassified spy satellite imagery, but Harry learns how to YouTube. You need to follow my own advice. Yeah, I feel that. I give advice to people and I don't even take it myself. Silly me. Um, 1:38 till launch. Okay, I'm still not sure if I'll be around. I might end the stream. And another hour and 38 minutes might drain the life out of me. I might like shrivel up on the floor or something. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. I'll probably need at least like 1 or 2 more breaks before then at this rate. Dumb. You're not dumb, Joanna. Come on, it's okay. We're all dumb in our own way, but that's not a bad thing. We can't know everything. I'm sure there are many things I don't know about. Many things everyone here doesn't know about. Yeah, it would be fun, especially considering it's a modern day spy satellite launch. It kind of fits. Worst case scenario, I could just like take a longer break beforehand. Even if it's like a 10-15 minute break, everyone will probably leave, but I could just take a long break and then come back when it's time for that. Yeah, I am possibly expecting a call soonish. I mean, I plan to be done by the stream. Plan to be done with the stream by then, but we'll see. Like DNS, exactly. How many times did I have to break DNS? Yeah. Cam, you say that, but for now the DNS has been stable for now, and I probably just jinxed it. My website's probably going to go down tomorrow. But I believe most of that was like thanks to you and a few other people as well for the tech support. So I really do appreciate that, because my website would not be able to run if it was just me. You do have a 12 p.m. lecture. That's in 17 minutes. Good luck with your lecture. I hope it's not too boring. It's yeah. I was gonna say it's probably better than listening to me ramble, but depending on what it's about, who knows? Rule number 1: don't touch it. It was funny. I heard someone talking about DNS the other day. I wanted to make a joke of like, I could do it for you, but yeah, no, I didn't, because I'd probably have to explain the joke to them, and I didn't feel like doing that. Yeah, I did touch my DNS for something not that long ago. I can't remember what it was for though. It works as far as I know. I'm a night owl and I'm tearing apart my desk to clean and reorganize it. Nice. That's cool. I have those days too. Usually when I do that kind of stuff, I don't do it at night. I usually do it during the day. And like last time I fully like cleaned and reorganized my desk and everything, I happened to pick like the hottest day to do it. That was quite a while ago. It was probably too long. I probably need to do it again. But I picked the hottest day, and I was like, why do I do this to myself? It was like in like the mid-30s or something. It was pretty awful. But good luck with the organizing and whatnot. That's always a good feeling. Just have a bit of a clean up, get things sorted. Yeah, nice. Actually, 16 minutes. Well, actually now it's 15 minutes. So. Cool. We got a long way to go here. So actually here's something interesting to talk about. Let me just pull this up over here so I can explain something. We want. Yeah, no worries, Kanan. I will look after the stream because I am curious. Okay. So let me just pop over to here and do that. So this is a terrain map of the New York area. And let me just pull up this. Where did it go? Why did it go? I lost my QGIS window. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. So so basically, how do I explain this? Okay, so georeferencing an image like this gets a lot more complicated when you have very dynamic terrain. When there are like hills and mountains and stuff, it gets very complicated because you have to place a lot of points so the image like warps to that pretend 3D hill, right? Um, so I don't know how to explain this to you, to be honest. Yeah, but when you have hills involved, it becomes a lot more complicated. So like, oh, don't disappear from me. So like these parts over here where it's red, that's some hills, and I believe the image that I'm working on digs into that. There's the river. Yeah, okay. So we're like digging into these hills a little bit. So that means, let's pop back over to. Uh oh. There we go. That means this left side of the image over here, this especially the top left corner, we have to throw a lot of points in there to make it more accurate. Yay! I didn't think that through when I was cropping the image, but it's fine. We can sit through the struggle together. That's what this is for. This is so I don't go insane alone. And that's something that's bothered me a lot, is there's a lot of places I want to do these images of, but they're very dynamic terrain, and that kind of scares me because I'm going to be there for a while working through these images. That's why I like doing somewhere like Baikonur in Kazakhstan, because it's just so flat. There's nothing there. Yeah, edges is like a very, I don't. It could be overkill. I'm. By the way, I'm like self-taught on this, so I don't know if there's a better way to do it than this. But to me, I find like that's a good way just to get the edges locked into place, and then you just kind of place points in the middle where it is needed. So if I was to do this now, the map would be generally in the right area, but because of the changes in terrain, especially in this top left corner, it's not going to be that simple. So we're going to require a lot of points to kind of, I don't know, what's the right word, to like mold it to the terrain, I guess. And one of the cool things about that is if you wanted to, I will show you this when we're done. But if you want, something just fell off my desk. We're all good. If you wanted to, you could view the image in 3D format. So it's like over the hill and it's just all molded to the terrain properly, if that makes sense. I think I've shown that on a stream probably like a few months ago, but I can show you again because for anyone who wasn't here for that, and I don't expect you to go scrolling through hours of old streams. That guy goes into there like that. Yeah. Honestly, like if I'm being completely honest, I don't have a very good technical understanding of exactly how this process works. I just know there's an algorithm that tells the image where it should go after you place all these little markers. Yeah. I'm sure there's someone out there who could give you a really good explanation, but I'm not that guy. It's just a lot of code and scripts and genius stuff that I can't understand. It's like even when I have to put like some code or some scripts or whatever you call them into my website for certain things, I get scared because I'm like, am I going to break anything? Like, just don't touch anything. Yeah, cross my fingers, hope for the best. And that reminds me, there are some things on my website I saw earlier that I need to fix, which is a little awkward, but it's fine. At least it's not my OG website. That was absolutely awful. So terrible. I'm glad it's gone. It was cheaper, but it was just awful. Felt like, I don't know. It just didn't work. I wasn't happy with it. Um, I'm still not entirely happy with my website now. It's okay. It needs some love. If I had a bigger budget, I would definitely like find a web designer or someone professional to help me build something that kind of flows better. But it's okay. Um, yeah. So we're just concentrating on this top left corner. I guess this is technically the northwest. If you want to get technical, but for the sake of our viewing, let's just say top left. Yeah. It's good to hang out. I appreciate everyone being here. Super cool. I remember the first time someone said to me, like, "Hey Harry, you should stream. Like, people will be interested in this stuff." I was like terrified. I don't want to have people watching me work on this stuff, but I don't know. It's much more fun. I'm glad I did it. The first stream was terrifying, but it was cool. Especially having all the familiar names show up. It's pretty cool, and it helps. It's just like hanging out with some friends. Although for some reason I'm the only one talking, which usually is not the case. Usually I prefer to be the quiet one, but hey, I guess you got to get out of your comfort zone at some point, right? That's what this is. I'm pretty sure during my first stream I was just like internal screaming the whole time. But yeah, that's if there's something you want to do, but it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone, go ahead and do it. Go do it. As long as you're going to be safe, you're going to be okay. I can do it. Got nothing to lose. Yeah, yeah. And if you have any suggestions for like other streams or anything, please feel free to let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. As long as it's reasonable. Like if you want me to like go up in space and take pictures myself, that's probably not going to happen unless you're willing to pay for it. But yeah. All right. What do we got? Let's place a few more like, down in Manhattan. My confused accent. We said that in an American accent. It probably would have been cringed, and I would have been canceled for it. You think I'm bad at building a website? Me building a CubeSat, I think I would just burn my house down somehow. That would be cool though. Honestly, if I won the lottery or something like that, I don't know if I would build my own. Depending on how much I won and how much a satellite is, I might buy a satellite. But yeah, I would like go to my accountant and be like, "Hey, like I really want to do this, but it's probably not going to earn me any money." And they were probably like, "No, this is terrible. Don't do this. Do not do this." But it would be really cool to buy a satellite from maybe like Umbra. Considering I'm friends with them already, and they're now selling satellites if you got the cash for it. That'd be really cool. Although I'd also like to buy one from Airbus because I believe Airbus now does satellite as a service, where you can buy one of their satellites and you can buy like a 30 centimeter one and get that crisp, sharp, high resolution detail. Yum. But I dread to think how much one of those costs. Probably like hundreds of millions of dollars. That'd be fun though. Like even if I was to have my own CubeSat or something, and even if it was only like, I don't know, 1 meter resolution, that would still be pretty cool. You could keep an eye on things, and um, yeah, I just open data the heck out of that, and just be like, yeah, have it, or even just put like a 1 month, like a 30-day paywall on it, and then after 30 days it just becomes open. I don't know, something like that. Um, and that wouldn't be to make a profit. That would just be to pay for operation costs. Yeah. Apparently, a lot of these companies aren't even making. When I say a lot, I don't mean all, but from what I understand about finances with these imaging companies, is apparently they're not bringing in much profit. Um, unless it's like a government contract, which really that's the only way you can make massive amounts of money. Um, or if Google comes knocking on your door and like, hey, can we use your images for Google Maps? And they just hand you like a however many hundreds of $1 million contract. That would be a nice payday. I would retire. Who's kidding? No, I'm kidding myself. I would not retire. I'd probably just buy more imagery. Yeah, I'd like to do like, I don't want to say interviews, but I'd like to just do casual chats with satellite people. It's very, very calm, kind of like this, just hanging out, having a chat, ask a few questions. You guys can ask questions, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Maybe we can get them to process imagery. We hand them an image, and we're like, okay, have fun. Let's see how long it takes you to do this. that's pretty cruel. Maybe not. Unless one of you guys wants to volunteer for that. But what do we got? All this has changed out here, so I don't think I'm going to get much. Let's go to the airport. I feel like that's a good spot. Whoa, what is going on here? We got planes and all sorts of weird forms. This imagery has been chopped and cropped in weird sorts of ways I've never seen before. That does not look healthy at all. That runway has changed, so that's not ideal. Okay, this is good. This is good. This looks to be the same. Just plop one on that corner and on that corner. I think that's close. Yeah, that's close enough. If it's wrong, we can change it later, but we'll just get ourselves in the right place. Hold your horses. I have an idea. What I can do is I have an image that is already geo-referenced of New York. I did it several months ago, probably like April or May. And what I can do is I can pull that in. If I can remember which one it is. 16. That's the geo GIF. No. What we got in here? Nope. Wait. We got points, but we don't have. Okay. Yeah, sorry, bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. Here it is. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look, it doesn't include the area we want. So this is one I did a few months ago. Here you go, Cam. Here's the other airport you're talking about. I can't remember its name off the top of my head right now, but here's an image of it. When is this one from anyway? This is from 1980, September 1980. That is a plane coming off the runway. Very nice. LGA, LaGuardia, right? Something like that. This guy's preparing to take off, and he's got a few people behind him. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Alrighty. What do we got? This has all changed so much. So much. Nothing is the same. Nothing. There's a few little bits pieces I see that are the same, but I don't know if any of that is reliable for me to reference. This building looks to be the same. We'll use this guy. Yep. Cool. I'm assuming your pronunciation was good then. Look at all these planes. And those buildings are not there anymore. These ones here. There we go. Let's just drop that in there. Cool. That looks to be the same to me. Nice. What? Oh, because I didn't hit OK. Oopsie. They added to the... Wait. They did. Thank you. Thank you, Cam. Thank you. Thank you. You saved me a headache. Thank you so much. I saw the outline on the roof, that weird shape. Yep. It's about there, right? That looks to be right. I think that's correct. Good eye. Thank you so much. Because otherwise I would have hit process later on and that would have been wrong and it would have driven me crazy and we would have had to redo the process. Well, we would have had to remove that point and then run the algorithm all over again. Justin, you're going to tell me about corners? Look at this. Look at this. Corners. I did corners. I did edges. Yeah, I had a friend with the same name as you in high school. At least the first name. I don't remember their last name, but yeah. Well, they don't really, this is really mean. I hope they don't have any chance of hearing this. They weren't really a friend. They were just a person in my class, but I didn't know them too well. But yeah. I'm sure they were a good person. And I'm not just saying that to cover myself. Just in case. What do we got? Intersection? Yeah. Okay, that building is still there. The square one. We're down to literal pixels here. That's good enough. It's fine. No one's going to notice that. I think I still need to do more over here. This might just be like the initial run, and then we might have to come through and refine it after I run the processing on this anyway. That is the usual process for me anyway. Because once you have the image roughly over the right area, then you can go through and look, okay, this needs to be moved like a little bit here or whatnot, and then the rest of the image might be fine. And it's a bit of a back and forth scenario. Sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, but I don't know, you just kind of got to accept it for what it is and you know. My tea's getting cold so quickly. Luckily I do have a thermos over here, but when it's in the thermos it's too hot, and when I put it into a mug it's too cold. Don't want to burn my tongue. But we're good. All right. What do we got? We got a driveway here. This is another nice neighborhood. This looks very expensive. Let me just check that. Okay, cool. Brain is tired. That's okay. Gotta be productive. 150 points. How about that? We have made good progress today. That's not bad for less than 2 hours, and with ramblings in the middle of me not even doing anything, just using my hands to talk instead of work. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Then we had a little brainstorm of YouTube Shorts and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Being productive is a good feeling. I'm not trying to convince myself of that. No. It's good to get stuff done. Okay. I think I might just hit process on that. Pretty much everything else around here is flat. Let me just pull up that terrain map one more time. There's a little bit bumpy over here. Yeah. Up through like between 145, 108, and then up to like 110. I might need to do some more on there. No, not yet. No, not yet. No, not yet. A few more. I'm trying to do a few more. There's a bit of a hilly region in here. I'm just gonna play it safe. I'd rather have a few too many points than not enough. And that's probably going to take like an... Oh, this is the previous image. This adds a nice reference point. So I can be even more accurate with this. So I can come over here and we can assume that these line markings didn't change within the 1 year span. So those are like in there. So that hill line comes up like up over here, I think. If I remember correctly. So I'm going to put one like under this shadow down here at this intersection. Like that. Yeah, this image we're working on is much higher resolution than the one I previously did on the rest. Not by tons, but enough to make a difference. Yep. So that comes up through there. We'll put another one in here like that. In this intersection here. I want to put a few more up in here. Like this intersection in here by this park. That is really nice looking park. Or if it's a park, looks like it. Looks nice. What time is it for everyone right now? I'm curious. Right now here it is 12:08 p.m. So smack bang in the middle of the day. I mean, I think most of you are East Coasters anyway. 10 p.m. Yeah, okay. Why do I have the what is that called? Like the duck song or whatever. Why do I have that in my head? I'm not gonna get copyright striked for singing the duck song. Is that what it's called, the duck song? Yeah, look at you, East Coasters. We need more diversity in this chat. Oh, I'm doing it again. One more check of the terrain map, just to check. I'm gonna put one. Okay, so is that like a cemetery or is that a park? I'm not sure. One like this intersection here. Dog bark. My dog is not happy about something right now. Okay, I will be back in a few minutes because my dog is going ballistic. So hang on there. I will be back. And yeah, hopefully I won't be too long once I just get sorted out. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry, everyone. I had an unexpected visitor show up. I was trying to be nice. I was like, I gotta go. I've got things to do. So yeah, I was just dealing with that. Everything's okay. Boy, I am so sorry. Whoa. I am totally out of the loop right now. I think we were just wrapping up adding a few more points, right? And then we're gonna move on to something else. I mean, given the time, we'll probably just watch the launch when it pops on, right? There's still 5 people here. Wow, thank you guys for hanging around. You waited for me? That is so nice. How kind. Unless you've all fallen asleep. All right. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. What's launching? There's an NRO launch out of Indy, I believe. Oh, Cam's asleep. I am so sorry. Yeah, I feel a bit out of my zone right now. That was a much longer. I was expecting to be gone for like 2 minutes, but that was a much longer break than that. That's under construction, but that's cool. We'll plonk one right in the middle there. I say that's gonna do. All right, we're gonna send it. I don't know if that's enough points, but I want to play safe and I want to just do a few more. This is the thing. This is my problem. I always just want like, oh, just 2 more points, just 2 more. That's the last thing I want. Is just for the whole thing to be off, just because I didn't bother to place a few extra points, just to anchor it down, especially at the bottom of this hill down here. Yeah, that's pretty good. These streams, I tend to accidentally time them to NRO launches, which is very suits what we're going for here, right? Declassified, well, spy satellites, I should say, because one that's launching is very much classified. Yeah. All right. Cool. We're gonna punch it. We're gonna send it. Let's pop that in there like that. We're gonna save that point. I know you can't see that screen, but that's probably a good thing. Okay, it's georeferencing. So now what do we do with our time? What do we do with our time? Hey, Kanan, how's it going? Yes, I am back. I am late, but I am back. So, let me just check on this. The launch is okay. So in like 40 minutes from now, so we got some time to kill before the launch. Let's see. What else can we do? What I can do, actually. Let's boot up another image I've been working on. Because why not? The stream is labeled Declassified Spy Satellite Imagery after all. So, what do we got? That one. Oh no. Wait, that one's there. I may have. What's this? Okay, here it is. I thought I accidentally removed it. Never mind, we're good. Cursed KSP things. Of course you are. What happened to mapping? Did you give up on mapping, or did it not work, or did it work? What's the deal? Why are there not as many points in the middle? Kanan, honestly, because I'm lazy. Usually I do more than that, but I'm going to see if I can get away with not putting as many points in the middle. Otherwise, we'd be here forever. Boo! No, bring that motivation back. You got to keep motivated. Sometimes you have losers, but you got to keep motivated. Trust me, it's worth it. Okay. The best way to get things done is to keep motivated. What is my stream showing you right now? Okay. Bear with me a second. I've got to switch some things over. There. Cool. All right. And then I've got to change these screens over. to that one and to that one. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, good question. So KH9 did take images of the whole entire planet. Pretty much. Actually, we have a good tool for this. Hold on. I'll pop you over to this screen. I don't really want to show you my browser just yet. So there's this really cool tool. And let me throw this in chat. I will also find the guy's name. I think I remember it, but I don't want to get his name wrong because I am terrible with names. But this is a tool where you can come in and you can see where all the spy satellite images. I don't know the exact. Hold on. Sorry. Let me just show you here. Cool. So these are all the images that were taken. Not all of these are scanned, but you can come in here and you can go, okay, I only want to look at KH9 photos, and boom, you've got all those. And if you want to go specifically the high resolution ones, there's your coverage. So yeah, they mostly did, like, as you can see, like Russia and China and whatnot is heavily covered. But it's also good to take photos of, the US and other friendly countries because, I mean, there's multiple reasons. One is it's good to have reference images of areas that you're familiar with. I believe it's good for, training purposes and whatnot. You can train people to analyze the imagery. And there may be more reasons than I'm aware of. Someone who's more familiar with this topic might have a better answer, but in the long run, it's also very good for, like historical purposes, so you can look back as time changes. I'm not sure if they were aware of that at the time, but as you can see, they obviously took interest in a lot of different places. Yeah, I hope that helps. And the guy who made this website, let me find his social page, just so I don't mess up any names, because my big fear. John Engelsman, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm so sorry if I got that wrong, but he made that software and software program website. I don't know what the right term is, but yeah, and he now works for Umbro, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I appreciate his work. He's a very, very nice guy. Yeah, so I'd recommend checking that out. It's just a cool tool to look around and view images. I think I've also linked that on my website as well, but obviously I put it in chat. This image, where is this? This is St. Petersburg in Russia. Yeah, I've been talking to a few people actually who have had interest in this location. So I was like, you know what? Let's churn out a bunch of images of St. Petersburg, because there's a lot of interesting stuff here, especially it's like a naval yard down here. You can see there's lots of ships in here, piles of submarines. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. So this is one I was working on last night, actually, to pass some time, and yeah, I figured we can go in, we can check how accurate this is. We'll probably need to make some adjustments. And yeah, let's keep keeping productive and keep churning images. We can keep chatting until the launch comes up, and then I will probably end the stream after the launch happens. Yeah, I don't think I'll hang around too much long after that, just to set expectations. Do have a few other things I need to get done elsewhere, but yeah, we can hang out and chat. So let's just dig in. I say, just pull up that guy there. So that, I realize I just have that on the wrong setting as well. So that's all good. So that's pretty accurate, actually, out here. Um, hmm, that's a really good question. Okay, I think I have an answer. And did I switch my OBS scene? Okay, I good, good, I good, 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 good. I did. Let me let me find out for you. Um, how am I going to find this one? Let's see if my website search works. If it doesn't, okay, it works, but is it going to show me what I want? Yes. Okay, let me pull you over. So on my website, it's the quickest way to find this. This image here taken by a KH9 is probably one that I got the most excited about at the time when I found it. And that's specifically because, as you can see in this image, there appears to be what I believe is the top section of an N1 rocket sticking out of this horizontal integration building at Baikonur. We come down here and we can actually find it in this embed. And I've spoken to a few people, and it seems to be a bit unsure if it definitely is N1, but in my brain, that's the only thing that makes sense because it looks too big to be Soyuz, and I don't know what else it would be. Um, but yeah, just because we knew there was a lot of images of N1 in the launch pad, and that's really cool, but that was kind of expected. Um, and I did not expect to find this at all. Um, yeah. This is 1972. Sorry, did I say 1971? 79. If I did not mean to say that. I'm really sorry. Um, yeah. Um, so this just having the part of the rocket, whatever rocket it is, whether it's N1 or not, is just really cool to me. Yeah, this is KH9. There was just several KH9 missions from 1972 until 1985, I think, 84, 85. There were 19 missions. I shouldn't be pulling that from my memory because honestly, I do not have the best memory. But yeah, there were many missions. Apparently, the KH-8 satellites also captured a lot of N1 rocket hardware on the move, but that is still classified for now. So sadly, we don't have those. But apparently, they captured N1 rolling to the launch pad and parts of it rolling around, things like that. If you want to find this on my website, you can just hop up to the search up in the top right here and just type N1. And you should see this thumbnail. But if not, I can just send you. There's a direct link to this page, and you can pop in here. But yeah, of all the many images on the Declassified page, I think we're over 200 now, which is really cool. But yeah, I've been throwing in a few random ones, like one of Beijing here with a Forbidden City in the middle. Some cities in the US and whatnot. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Let's get back here. All right. So I want to check how good this reference was from last. This is honestly pretty good. I'm quite happy with this, but I know there's going to be parts that are not lined up. That's all right. It's a little bit off. Yeah, it's not bad. But as we get into more densely populated areas, I'm going to be a lot more picky about it. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Honestly, this one was pretty rushed last night. I was just listening to what was I listening to? A stream or a podcast or something. And I was just passing time before I had to jump on a call and yeah, kind of threw this one together. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this actually. Though I can almost guarantee there's going to be a spot where I'm not happy with it. Because there always is. But sometimes you've got to accept that and just, it is what it is. This is really good. If I remember correctly, there's a part out here I'm not too happy with when I did a quick check last night. Actually, that's pretty good. That's really good. I thought there was a part I didn't like, but maybe that was all on my head. Those are like a few meters off. But it's not the end of the world, I would say. What about this corner down here? That's good, again. There's this town out near the edges. Pretty good. I reckon we could upload this one. I think this might be ready to go. I've probably just jinxed it, and the next one I check is going to be really bad. No, I'm happy with this. Yeah. What we got out here? Because I know there is some terrain around here, and yeah, see, this one's a little bit further off than I like. But I don't know if it's worth the extra time going back and redoing it. This might be just a scenario of we can deal with that. And if someone really does need it to be 100% accurate, I can always just go back and spend 20 minutes redoing it. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, cool. All right, we're gonna upload this one. I'm very, very happy with that. So I'm gonna close that, and it's gonna go blank. Pop that up there, because why not just plug my website? Okay, so we are gonna pop on over to Saw, and we're gonna upload. Got this is a 300 megabyte file. We're gonna drag that in. We're gonna call this St. Petersburg, Russia. And this is from 1978 or 420. I'm not gonna make the joke. And then I should have a template. Here we go. This is from the last time I did one. We're gonna add one to the title for clicky goodness. Copy the date, we'll place those in there. Do that. Cool. That one was a KH7, so we want to make sure we change the links to a KH9. And then I have to come in here and grab the file number, or name, I should say, to make sure we have the right name in case anyone wants to look it up. And then I pop into here, and I want to grab some metadata just so people can search it if they want to. And this is all part of the whole, just making these images as open as possible, sharing details. There's nothing to hide here, at least from my part. Frame number 4, cool. We want to add a camera option in there. Camera is forward. So there's a forward and an aft camera on the KH9s, or was, I should say. And operations number is 309. Cool. I think we're good. Categories, we're going to go history and urban. Tags, St. Petersburg. Did I get that right? No, I did not. Petersburg, Russia, Declassified, satellite, KH9, hexagon. Boom. All right, I think we're good to go. There's a plug for the website in there, and we can hit upload. And now, just be aware the upload might make the stream a bit bumpy. So if there's a few loading bumps in here, it's expected. But hopefully it won't be too bad. It should only last a few minutes while this uploads. I am sorry, Starlink, but gotta do what you gotta do. Yep, but it's all good. Yeah, it's expected. It's part of the process. I won't do anything too exciting while it's doing that. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys sticking around, especially when I had to pop out for 15, 20 minutes back then. I was like, oh no, I'm going to get back and everyone's going to be gone. Oh, I just see that the Chinese space plane has returned back to Earth. Apparently, that's interesting. That's going to give me something to do later today. We'll see if we can go spot that. What time is it? It's yeah. I don't think anything has gone over that runway yet. Interesting. Yeah, there's the Chinese have a plane, a space plane similar to the X-37B that the US has. They've launched it 2 or 3 times now, and apparently it's just landed after 268 days in orbit. That's pretty cool. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, space is neat. We like space, as long as they're not trying to do anything bad. Oh yeah, YouTube is yelling at me, giving me one red bar, saying your connection is poor. Yeah, hang on, YouTube, we're almost there. I'm not going to load anything. I'm just going to let it sit. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what we can do? Yeah, it is really cool, and I think isn't India working on a space plane of sorts as well? If my memory serves me correctly, I think I've seen them do like landing tests or something like that. Yeah, yeah, not just the shuttle, and of course we have Dream Chaser coming up. Trying to think who else. I know there are more out there. Obviously, there was Baran, but I only did it once, so yeah. That's a shame. I can't think of any more off the top of my head that actually did something. Yeah, I wouldn't count Starship. That's a different kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, maybe one day they'll stick wheels on it and it'll glide into a runway. Who knows? Runways on Mars. Yeah. No, we haven't seen Baran yet. It's one of those things I'd like to track down, but it would just be very expensive because a lot of the images that it might be in are not scanned yet, and you have to pay to get those scanned. I just don't have the means of doing that right now. Maybe someday in the future, but yeah, I don't think it's very likely. I feel like Buran was probably captured more in KH8 and KH11 spy satellite images. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think Space Shuttle was ever captured that I know of. There might be an image of it at like Edwards or Palmdale, maybe. But if there is, I haven't seen it. Maybe it just needs to be scanned. Yeah, I don't think there is one. Off the top of my head, I could be forgetting. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're back. Okay, upload is done. So now we're gonna make a preview image here. How am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna do a simple wide over this area here. I'm not gonna get too crafty with it. Yeah, you need a lifting body that also has like thrusters on. I didn't think through the physics before I said that, did I? Oh, that's right. And now we can I'm gonna do 4K sizing on the small side of 4K, I guess. 2160. That's not really 4K, is it? Let's have a 4K. That's like 2K. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have said that. RGB, and then you're probably wondering why, but the reason I do RGB, this is gonna pop up. Good. The reason I do RGB is so I can save it as a WebP and then compress it. So you can have a nice high resolution picture, but you can compress it down to a small size. Saves loading time. Okay. And then I'm going to come into here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Wait, what? Okay, that's the other one. 16 minutes to launch. Okay, thank you. That time has flown by. That's gone by really, really quickly. Cool. Let me just get this done. Let me know when SpaceX starts streaming, and I'll pull it up. I've lost track of what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was gonna find the other image so I could pull the template. Where are you? St. Petersburg. Here we go. Save copy into there. What year was this? This is 1978. I know you can't see my window, but it's just so you don't see my files. Not that there's anything interesting to hide, but just in case I accidentally reveal, I don't know, like a password or something. Not that you should be able to see that from that screen anyway, but it is what it is. Cool. So we have the SAW upload done. Let's go check on that. Here, boom. And it should load in. It might be a little slow at first just because of the large scale of the image, but that's expected. And probably being Starlink. And sometimes being a little bit slow, but look at that, there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of satellite, the labels, sorry, and just make it a satellite view. And boom, you can see how that's sat in on top of the map. Yeah, that's a good question. So SAW is like a digital atlas, right? So what you can do is you can upload like these giant files here, and then you can interact with them over a map. So here you go. Let me copy a link. I'll throw it into chat, and you can have a look yourself. And I'll explain the rest of the question. So we can come into here, do that, and let me just trim down that link so it's not cool. So that link should take you to what I'm looking at right now. And the reason why I use this is because the other options that I know of are very expensive to host an image like that. And I see you, Cam. I see you. What was I going to say? And plus, like, I'm also just really good friends with the folks at SAW. They're good people, and they're an Australian company too. And so what this allows me to do is, if you go to my website and you click on an image, like this other one is St. Petersburg, this interactive viewer comes from SAW. So the only reason you can view the high resolution images on my website is because of SAW and their embedded map feature. And that's literally the only reason my website exists, is because of that feature. Otherwise, I don't know how I would host these massive images and have people be able to view them, because not everyone's going to want to download like 2 GB file, right, just to view it. And these previews can only get so big up in here. So I hope that answers your question. So what we will do is, with this image that I upload, we will come into here, we'll pull this embed code that it's generating, we'll throw that into the website, and then it'll show up on that specific page as an embedded map. And then if you want to, you can jump over to SAW and view it full screen. Yeah, I'll show you. So you can just click like view larger map, and then it'll pull you in to here. As you can see, I uploaded this one 4 days ago, but yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. And I appreciate them being cool with me uploading these massive files. Because I genuinely could not afford to do it another way that I know of. Yeah. I'm not ready to pull that code yet. Oh, is that considered code? I think it is, right? Embed code. I saved the WebP. Cool. So I'm probably not going to show you this. I possibly could. How far are we out from the launch? Are we like right there? Yeah, they haven't even tweeted the launch yet. Okay. The stream, sorry. Stream. That's what I meant to say. 11 minutes. Okay, so they should probably start in like a minute or two, right? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Good to know. All right. So that's in there. Yeah. Just do this. And then, so we're going to add this into my website. So we're going to pop over into here. And again, I know you can't see this, but I don't know if I should show you this. I don't know. Sometimes it's teased out. Okay. And the ID for that image, we're just going to copy and paste that through that in there. Call this St. Petersburg, Russia. This is 19 what? 78. Cool. We're going to throw the image that we saved. Nice. I love that everyone has their own spreadsheet and their own way of tracking these things. That's cool. I've never gotten into that myself, but mostly just because I was like, oh, everyone else is doing it, so like there's no need for me to do that, and that's cool. Like I think it's cool that people have 24, whoopsie, 24, their own ways of doing things. And yeah, I've seen people like comparing the spreadsheets, and someone might find a mistake and go, oh, can you help me with this? And yeah, that's pretty neat. It's very nice. Cool, that's that. I need to grab that link. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a bunch of spreadsheets for imagery stuff. Because otherwise I would lose track of the images that I'm working on, what I have done, and what's available. Okay, now I can grab that code from SAW. Just bring that back over here because we're going to watch the stream anyway. Save as. Cool. And I just got to throw in alt text and a high resolution, if I can even spell. Declassified KH9 hexagon spy satellite image of St. Petersburg, Russia, from July 1978. Did I spell everything correctly? I did. Congratulations, me. All right. And we're going to hit publish. And so we pop over to here. And there it is. Boom. St. Petersburg, Russia, 1978, July 24. And so I will throw that in the chat. And you can go take a look. Awesome. They are live. Let's go check it out. Let's check it out. I apologize if this is loud. Okay, cool. Video quality, order. I'm just going to do that. Just leave it there for a second. I was going to do something else before I make this full screen. Oh, you got no desktop audio. Do you want audio or do you not want audio? Let me know. Yeah, I think it's like a little launch party. It's also a bit of a break for my brain. Quiet audio. Okay, we can do that. Give me a second. Let me.
Falcon 9 is also the first and currently the only orbital class rocket capable of reflight.
Let me know if you can hear that.
2/3 of the vehicle is the first stage, also referred to as the booster. Not only is the first stage the largest part of the rocket, but it's also the portion of the rocket
it might be a little bit loud. I'm not quite sure how that is, but just let me know.
Reuse.
I can up and down, whatnot.
Part of our goal of making life multiplanetary. Every mission provides value.
I could probably also just throw on headphones and listen to it, but
that also allows us to refly them.
I don't want to do that.
There's confirmation that we're fully loaded with RP1
I was going to do something else, but I'll throw that full screen. There you go.
Now, as I was saying, reusability allows us to
it's a clear night at the Vandenberg.
Drives down the cost of access to space.
The Vandenberg. That's an interesting
booster will be flying for the 20th time, and the SpaceX team is working toward qualifying our fleet of Falcon boosters and fairings to support 40 missions each.
You know, I'm going to throw a tweet out.
At the very base of Falcon 9, there are 9 M1D engines.
I'm just going to say, like, hey, now we're watching the launch of Declassified.
Of thrust at liftoff and accelerate the first stage through the Earth's atmosphere on its way to space. Just about 2.5 minutes after liftoff, the booster will separate from the rest of the rocket to make its way back to Earth. Stage 2 then continues on to its target altitude
and now
deploy today's payload.
Watching the launch.
After stage separation, the booster will be returning to our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, which is currently stationed in the Pacific Ocean. Great view of it there on your screen as well. To date, we've landed a Falcon booster 344
Space satellites. Now watching. Okay, let me redo this tweet. This is
Falcon 9 on the launch pad. Above the first stage is the second stage, which has a single Merlin
spy satellite. There we go. That's better.
Now, that second stage has a single MVAC engine that will ignite after the first stage separates. That second stage is what will carry the NRO payload to orbit.
Yeah, this is jellyfish time, isn't it?
Payload fairing, which is the large barrel structure at the top of the rocket. At 17 feet in diameter, the carbon composite payload fairing protects satellites on their way to orbit, and those halves will be jettisoned around 3 minutes into today's flight. Callouts for mission control that we're preparing for strong back retract.
There's a clamp arm thingy-madoobs opening. I don't remember the name.
Is the opening of those clamp arms around the base of stage 2. Around the base of the payload fairing. We've been hearing a lot of callouts from mission control about the transporter erector, or TE. And coming up, great, right on time, we're retracting the TE away from Falcon 9.
Oh. Nice.
At T-0, the ground hydraulic systems will pull the TE even further away from Falcon as it lifts off and clears the pad.
You can't really see the thingy. Let me get rid of the banner.
But the structure is hinged to allow for that.
Haha, there you go.
You've heard it called the strong back by the launch team so far.
Yeah.
In no small part because it does a lot of heavy lifting in the
Oh,
lead up to launch.
is that me?
We use the TE both to roll the vehicle
Okay, that was
out
probably
to the
the
pad
stream.
and raise it to its vertical launch position. The TE is also what we use to route the
Yeah,
vehicle's
I'm sure the
fuel,
folks in
power,
California are
and
about to get a
telemetry umbilicals
great,
from ground systems to the rocket and payload
great shirt.
until Falcon 9 switches to internal power and clears the pad.
So pretty.
Now, at this point in the countdown, both the first and second stages are nearly fully loaded with 1 million pounds of
I don't have
kerosene.
any audio yet. I could probably
Confirmation of LOX load complete.
throw that in my ears if I wanted to, but it's okay.
Both the first and second stage finish loading propellants just about a minute
Actually,
apart from each
you know what?
other.
I'm going to do that. Just so I can get some context as to what's going on.
And liquid oxygen.
What are we doing?
We're currently standing by for LOX load complete on board the second stage, expected in just about 30 seconds.
Okay, that's better. Now I can hear what's going on. Not that there's a huge amount of
the
talking,
white clouds
but
that you see around the vehicle are totally normal. That's the chilled gas from above the liquid oxygen tank that we vent overboard to maintain pressure in the rocket as needed. When that vented oxygen comes out,
I already missed Delta IV Heavy launching. It was such a pretty rocket.
Into clouds.
So pretty. But its time had come. I'm looking forward to seeing a Vulcan fully powered, you know, all the SRBs. What is it, 5 SRBs or something?
Standing by for confirmation.
Yeah, Delta IV Medium was the best, especially the last launch of Delta IV Medium from the Cape. That was just incredible. That was the best launch. One of my favorite launches, I think.
Right on schedule. So the next major milestone that we're listening for
is that one specific shot by, I think it's Michael Seeley, and he got a shot of the crowd on the beach and Delta IV Medium like flying over the people in the frame. It was incredible. I still want to get that on my wall just because that shot just stands out like no other launch shot I've seen. Yeah, really magical.
And we are just about 15 seconds away from startup mode, when those autonomous internal flight computers will take over the launch countdown. Then just inside of T-1 2 seconds, we will light the M1D engines for liftoff.
Still too
Falcon
hot.
9 is in startup.
There's confirmation that Falcon 9 is in startup mode. And at this time, the NRO payload continues to be healthy, and our Falcon 9 team is tracking
50 seconds. Nice. This isn't a typical launch commentary stream. I've got no fun facts for you or anything.
Go for launch this evening.
Just gonna
so
chill.
Let's sit back and watch as Falcon 9 lifts off
Just enjoy.
from SpaceFromSpace in California.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Watch a pointy boy go to space.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7,
Here we go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and
Sorry.
Falcon 9, go NROL 113.
Nice. Very nice.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
This flew DART. Man, DART was such a cool mission. That's probably one of my favorite missions I've ever seen from start to end. So cool. And it was so quick as well.
If you're just joining us, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 4 East, as you can hear on your screen, and we are getting some awesome shots of ascent. We've also heard a few call-outs so far from Mission Control.
Nominal power and telemetry.
Including that everything is looking nominal from both a power and telemetry standpoint. Now, in just a few moments, we're going to throttle down the engines
Supersonic.
in preparation for max Q. And with that call-out, we hear that Falcon 9 is moving faster than the speed of sound.
Max Q.
There's that max Q call-out. As you may have heard us mention before, max Q is a critical flight milestone because this is the moment in flight with the highest amount of aerodynamic pressure. So with that, we have 3 events coming up in quick succession here, starting with MECO, Stage SEP, and SES-1. Main engine cutoff, or MECO for short, is where all 9 M1D engines will shut off to slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation.
MVAC chill.
There's confirmation that we're chilling the MVAC engine for SES-1. Stage 2, of course, will continue to second engine start 1 after stage SEP, and that's when the single MVAC engine will ignite to propel the second stage to orbit. Less than a minute after all of these flight events, the fairing halves will also separate and jettison away from the rocket. We'll hear that one called out from Mission Control, but as a reminder, we won't have any payload views tonight at the request of our customer.
Come on, Arrow, give me views of your satellite. Gimme.
Standing by for main engine cutoff in just about 15 seconds.
Promise I won't tell anyone. Oh. Kanan, you're way ahead of me. Are you using the VLC trick, I assume? Oh, these are the star shields. Okay. I honestly did no research. I'm so sorry.
Stage separation confirmed. MVAC ignition.
We have had great confirmation and views there of main engine cutoff, stage separation, and of course, second engine start 1. We are standing by now for the call out for fairing separation, and we will be attempting to retrieve these fairing halves once they fall back down to Earth using our recovery ship, Go Beyond.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There's confirmation of fairing sep. Now,
Pretty
coming
night
up about
lights.
3 minutes from now, the booster, which you've got great views of the grid fins on your screen right now, will initiate its entry burn to begin its journey to the Of Course I Still Love You drone ship, which is currently stationed in the Pacific Ocean.
No AI generation in my ear, I don't think. Nothing stands out to me.
Those grid fins on board stage.
Hey, I am ready for a nap. Once this launch is done, I'm going to sleep.
Way back to Earth. Of course, what we are leading up to is the entry burn, expected again at just about T plus 6 minutes after liftoff. If you are just joining us today, you're coming in to our
she might just be tired.
of the NRO payload launch.
She might be like me,
On
just
time,
like, okay,
8:20 p.m.
let's get this over and done with.
Liftoff from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, followed by successful main engine cutoff, stage separation, second engine start 1, and fairing separation. To start the entry burn, we'll relight 3 of the M1D engines on board the first stage.
This is a very exciting stream. Just a nice black screen.
We need to slow the vehicle down.
I just realized, I was like, wait, there's no stage 2 telemetry. Oh yeah, because it's a spy satellite launch. Oopsie.
During the entry burn, Falcon 9 will be decelerating by firing those Merlin engines, but we're still moving really fast. This causes the vehicle to fly through Merlin's exhaust gases, which is also known as the rocket's plume, and deposits a layer of soot on the vehicle surface. That soot comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses, and with
the ice, I was
flight, the soot builds
multitasking.
up more on the outside of the vehicle.
Okay. Silly dum-dum.
You can, of course, continue to track the first stage telemetry in the bottom left corner of your screen as the booster continues to make its way back to our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, which is currently stationed in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. Always love seeing the end stage all cooked.
Space flight, which enables more investments in critical space infrastructure, in today's case, supporting national security. The Falcon 9 the Falcon 9 first stage that is supporting today's mission is about to perform this entry burn for the 20th time.
Damn, 20 times, not bad.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Shiny.
There we have great views that entry burn has begun on board our first stage booster, and we are expecting this burn to last about 20 seconds.
What are we counting? Oh, you're counting engines.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And confirmation of
Probably.
shutdown.
That's my assumption.
The Merlin engines on board the first stage are optimized for sea
Back to
level,
one. Yep.
which is primarily because they operate in the Earth's atmosphere. They achieve 190,000 pounds of thrust each during both ascent and descent. At liftoff, Falcon 9's first stage has thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
By contrast, the MVAC engine on board the second stage has a much wider nozzle and is optimized to 220,500 pounds of thrust in vacuum. Now, coming up in just over 30 seconds, we'll have our landing burn on board the first stage.
We go, kids. Getting spicy.
Stage 1 transonic.
Confirmation that stage 1 is transonic on its way back to its rendezvous
Stage 2
point
FTS is saved.
with our drone ship.
I see the lights. I see the lights down there. I think. Oh, no.
Just like the entry burn, we're expecting our landing burn to be relatively quick.
Might have been a little
The
bit of
difference here,
spice.
though, is that what we're
There
using
it
this
is.
burn for is
This-
to touch down softly
the
on the
ship.
surface of our drone
Stage 2
ship.
is in terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Confirmation of landing burn startup. Can see those grid fins working as we target
Stage
the
Not gonna
drone
jinx
ship
it.
here.
deploy.
I'm not going to jinx it. Cool. Smooth.
Stage
Easy.
1 landing
Done.
confirmed.
And confirmation of touchdown. This again was the 20th launch and landing for this first stage.
Smooth.
This landing
Smooth.
also marks SpaceX's 345th recovery of an orbital class rocket,
Ringo.
including first stage landings for Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy.
And
MVAC shutdown.
secret. Nice.
With
Cool.
confirmation there of SECO 1,
All right.
we'll bring
I
the
think
stage
that is me
broadcast to a
done.
close.
I'm gonna let that just do that. I'm gonna take off my headphones so I can think. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I know there was a little awkward spot in the middle where I disappeared. Let me throw my back on people. There's a little awkward spot in the middle where I had to disappear for a little bit, but it was still fun. And you know, let's try to do this again soon. Yeah, it was really cool. And please if you haven't yet, please feel free to like the stream, because as we discussed, that does help. Cam, if you're still around, I am going to look into doing these shorts. We'll see how they go. I appreciate the help and the I don't know, assistance. My brain cannot think right now. My brain is fried. This is why we're wrapping up. If you know anyone who likes this kind of stuff, please feel free to share it with them. I would appreciate that very much. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you also like my work and you want to monetarily support, I do have a Patreon, which is linked in the description of the stream, but no pressure, like no expectations. That's all good. But it is an option if that is something you're interested in. Other than that, I think I'm done. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I will share the New York image when it's done. I'll probably tweet it out because it is still churning right now. It's not even halfway through. So we'll leave it there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope everyone has a good day, night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you all next time. So thank you.